Hello again, Shahin is here. I'm making a demonstration for task 3, the plumber block. So because this demonstration is a bit lengthy, I'm gonna make that in two parts. So this plumber block is composed of a bearing, that is the bearing number 2, and then it has a block which is a two-piece lower upper. So in this part 1 I'm just showing you the bearing itself, and in the second part we go through the block. So you notice that not all the dimension you need is provided here. It means those dimensions are not important, so you can make a educated assumption for those, and that's exactly what we do. So let's first understand why this bearing looks like so. So the bearing has two flanges. The flanges are to prevent this bearing to move axially here, and the first step here, that is how this bearing is resting against the block, and the second step in the middle, that provides a cavity such that the oil comes from the top, is entrapped inside this cavity, and the only way this oil can escape is through this hole. So this hole is continuously lubricating between the shaft and inside part of the bearing. So now we understand the function, it's easiest to make it. To make that bearing, what I do is I start from these two sketches. Okay, so I'm just bringing them a bit closer such that we can make a better snapshot. So that snapshot is almost all you need to start a new part. So I go to SolidWorks, make a new part. So all dimensions are in millimeter, and then let's get started with a fresh sketch. So here you paste the clipboard. So here is all the dimensions needed. So first thing first, that is we start with a pipe of an outer radius diameter of 50 and the length of 50. So that pipe is 25 is diameter of 50, and the second circle is concentric radius of 12.5. So this sketch has to be extruded by 50 mil. So that is the pipe, and now on this pipe we have to make the cavity for holding the oil. Easiest way of doing that is, I think, on the right plane we make a new sketch, and to let us see through the part, so to make that one visible, I'm changing that to the dotted line. So these are the inner part of the pipe. So couple of reference lines, we make one from the center and one from the center. Okay, so the flange size is 37, the total length is 50 and the flange size is 37. So what I do is I select this line and then offset that by bidirectional, 37 divided by 2. Okay, so that is the size of the flange, and then I need two steps. One step is to offset that one, so I offset this one by bidirectional. Say if that is 50 divided by 225, let's make this 21, and the second step I'm going to offset this one by say 18. Alright, so that's 18 is good. Now because that cavity I'm going to make that by the rotation, the lower part is not really needed, so what you need is only the upper part. But before that I'm going to convert entities from the edge of the pipe, so from this one, that one. Okay, so now the lower part we don't need because that's going to be mirrored. And the upper part. Okay, so it all starts from here to there, and a little bit over there before it comes to here. Okay, so maybe one more offset. This offset is that line, and instead of 37 this time I make the offset, sorry, so selecting this line, making it offset, so instead of 37 this time I make it 28 divided by 2. Alright, so that is the second step. So let's get started from here to there to here to there to there. And what it means is we need to go from here to there, so that I don't need, this I don't need, that I don't need, not this one, and the same thing from the opposite side. Alright, so this is like a cutting tool. That cutting tool should cut around the object, but yeah, so I actually don't even need this one. So I want to extend that cutting tool, or keep it with the contour of this shape. So this contour is serving as a cutting tool, and that is my axis of revolution, right? So let's finish that, and now I go to the feature, and this time instead of the revolve I go to the revolve cut. So revolve cut, what it does is it would cut around the object, okay, 33 degrees angle. So there is a rebuild error, so yeah, axis of revolution, we have to choose the axis of revolution as this one. Now it's good. Okay, so that means now we made the bearing. I bring back the appearance to that shape. So now you see, I think the only thing is left is making a drill. Making a drill is simple. How do you do that? Is just I choose one of these planes, and on that plane I make a new sketch, and on this sketch, so whatever the size of the oiling is, I assume just something on this axis. Let's make that 5 mil, 2.5. Alright, and with that now I only have to make a cut extrude. Alright, so this cut extrude from one side coming out. Alright, so now we managed to make the bearing. Alright, and that is part 1 for this demonstration. In part 2 I show you how to make a table block.